Hola, konnichiwa, tudubim, como estas, aloha, hello, what it do? Welcome to the J-Boy Sports Podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment as well. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And we love the comments because we like to have conversations with people. And the notification bells make sure that you don't miss any of our videos. So, with that said, let's just jump right into this. The Thunder played the Denver Nuggets again, and I guess kind of the late middle of the day, I guess you could say, 3:30-ish, in the time frame that I'm in on the East Coast. And man, what a game. What a game. Again, this is going to be a very good series. I'm thinking that this is going to go 7. It really was played very well on both sides. Ultimately, it's going to come down to just a lot of hard work and effort in order to win this series. This is not going to be your cookie cutter series. This is for all the marbles. And honestly, either one of these two teams, in my opinion, could win the NBA championship. But unfortunately, they had to play each other, so only one will survive, like Highlander. Don't know if you ever saw that show or series, but Highlander was dope. I heard they're remaking it, so hopefully, we have to check that out. But if you want to take a look at the box score, the Thunder pulled this one off 92-87. It was a grind out. It was not easy. Both teams played very, very tough defense, but ultimately it came down to who was just a little bit more perfect. This game was not full of like crazy amazing shots and some hero winning the game or anything like this. It just came down to who executed and who made less mistakes than the other. And that's how you know that's championship basketball. When both teams are grinding it out, trying to figure it out, that's when you know that you got two champions on your hand here. But there can only be one, like I said, Highlander. If you're not familiar with the reference, Google it. There can only be one. All right? So, when you look at the box score, it was a very close game. The Thunder have done a good job of neutralizing Joker to an extent. Joker's still getting his numbers, right, for the most part, but not across the board. And he's having to play a lot less efficiently than he normally does. So if you take a look at it, he had 27 points tonight. He was 11 for 14 from the free throw line, but he actually missed some pretty big free throws down the stretch. And that's ultimately kind of what hurt their team towards the end. He missed some free throws, and Aaron Gordon also missed some free throws. And so, really, when you look at it, like I said, it was a close game. Those free throws were big. They should have, if they would have knocked those free throws down, the game might have been a little bit more within reach. And it was never out of reach, but missing those free throws allowed the Thunder to hold on a little bit tighter without having to really make any tough shots on their own. Because essentially, they were just able to outlast them, as opposed to they didn't have to make any big shots that changed the game or anything like that. So Joker also was 2 for 8 from 3. He's been struggling from the three-point line. He was only 7 for 22 from the field. Like I said, he's getting some of his numbers. He had 13 boards, but only had 3 assists, right? So they're doing a good job of making Joker's life a lot more difficult. And honestly, this is the first time I've seen this in a few years. Joker has been so dominant, so unstoppable, and nobody has done anything to really slow him down. But the Thunder are actually making it work somehow, some way. Murray did not shoot well from the field. He was 5 for 15. He was 2 for 5 from 3, 5 for 6 from the free throw line, but ultimately he only had 17 points. Braun started off shooting hot, but then he was only 4 for 11 from the field and only 2 for 9 from the three-point line. He was 7 for 8 from the free throw line, which is good. He had 17 points. Michael Porter Jr. struggled. It looks like he really needs surgery on that shoulder, but also they didn't take any chances. They were on his behind as far as the three-point line was today. They really did not let him get loose. And he was the difference last game, so it was a smart adjustment by the Thunder to make sure they really got out on him. Aaron Gordon had 15 points. He was 5 for 10 from the field, 3 for 7 from 3. He missed some two big free throws towards the end of the game also. He was 2 for 4 from the free throw line. He had 16 rebounds, which is a dominant performance by him. He had 6 assists. So he did have 4 turnovers, which is not normally like Aaron Gordon. But like I said, this defense has been swarming. Russ was the only person that did anything off the bench, and he didn't shoot well either. He was 2 for 12 from the field. He was 2 for 9 from three-point line. And if he made a few more shots, that might have been the difference in the game also. So Russ struggled today to make those shots as well. On the other hand, the Thunder, Chet Holmgren had 8 points and 13 boards. But Chet really, to me, he got the rebound, so you got to give Chet that. But I really hope Chet really put some weight on in the offseason because they're Aaron Gordon and Joker are kind of pushing him around. He's out there. I have a thing for 7-footers that are out there on the perimeter more than they're near the basket. You can't have guys that are like 6'6" guarding you and you're Chet Holmgren at 7 feet. That just can't happen. It just can't happen. But overall, Jalen Williams is another player that really struggled in this game. He was 2 for 13 from the field, 0 for 5 from 3, 6 for 6 from the free throw line. Had 5 dimes, though, so that's pretty good. But he only had 10 points. Isaiah Hartenstein played a very tough game on defense. He did a really good job on Joker. He's the primary defender. He had 8 points, had 14 rebounds. Shea Gildress didn't shoot well again from the field, but he did what he needed to do to finish out the game. He made 2 really big shots closer to the end of the game, but he really didn't make his last couple of shots. But he did those 2 shots propelled them to victory, even though it was with like 2 minutes or so left to go. So he did enough to get him there, right? But this wasn't the type of game where you hit a shot, we hit a shot, you hit a shot, we hit a shot, right? It was just who was the most perfect because everybody was struggling. It was tight defense. He had 25. He was 8 for 19 from the field, 0 for 5 from 3. That's not good. 9 for 12 from the free throw line. He also had 6 boards and 6 assists. Lou Dortenson, my guy, was 2 for 10 from the field and from the three-point line. So it looks like all his shots were like threes, which is weird. I mean, you gotta get to the basket at least sometimes. Lou, come on, brother. Has 6 points. Off the bench, Wiggins and Casey Wallace played big. They shot well from the three-point line. Both had 11 points. One was 3 for 6, one was 3 for 3 from the three. And they really gave a big push because they needed him right at that time. And Alex Caruso, got a shout out to this man, this balding man, who they call OG, even though he's only 31. Really played a tough game. He was really great. He had 10 points, great defense. He made a really crazy steal on Murray towards the end of the game. And Caruso, as they call him, he's a championship level player. I mean, he won a ring with the Lakers in the bubble, so he knows what he's doing out there, right? And I'm going to shout out the other Jalen Williams too, because he didn't have a lot of points, but he had some spot minutes against Joker where I thought he played well. He's a solid player. I like him. He comes in and he does his job. So like I said, nobody really shot amazingly overall other than the 2 Wallace and Wiggins off the bench, but everybody else on both teams, it was really just a grind out, and that's why I said both these teams can win a championship. Because when the game is grinding and close like that, and it's tight and it's tough, and you still find a way to win those, that's championship level basketball. It's not always going to be running gun, easy layups, easy shots in the playoffs. Sometimes people are going to really get into your behind. Pause, no diddy, no baby oil, all right? And you got to figure out what you're going to do. So like I said, I picked the Thunder to win this series. It may go 7. That's what it's looking like right now. It's a back and forth type game. Both these teams don't want to lose, and you love it. It's excellent basketball. That's all we can ask for, right? As fans, that's all we can ask for. As far as the Thunder are concerned, there's a lot of jump shooting. It bothers me a little bit. I think SGA is settling for much tougher shots. I would like to see him score more without doing too much dribbling. That would be excellent if we could see that. But unfortunately, that's kind of his game. But I think he needs to attack quicker and less dribbling and try to get to a spot inside the three-point line and work from there. Too much outside the three-point line stuff is not working. He was 0 for 5 today. And it just gives them more opportunities to double and trap him. They are doubling and trapping him every time. Every single time they're bringing the house at him. They're doing the same thing with Joker too. But Joker's advantage is he's a little bit bigger and usually he's a little bit closer to the basket. So the Thunder have got to find more ways to score. They got fortunate that they hit some shots tonight when they needed it. SGA, but also, like I said, Wiggins and Wallace really helped spark the run that helped them finish off the game off the bench. But it's a lot of jump shooting. And Jalen Williams was not effective tonight. So that or today, whichever day, night, whenever they played. So that's the only thing that worries me about the Thunder is they are a team that relies very heavily on the perimeter. Very heavily. SGA, to me, is the best player in the world, but he's still a perimeter player. And he gets to the basket enough, though, so I'll give him that. But sometimes I get worried about people that are perimeter. Sometimes they're a little easier to beat. If you're the Nuggets, you just got to make a little bit more shots and your free throws. They had opportunities. They could have easily won this game, all right? They were right there. But they missed some free throws, and they missed a couple of jump shots, a couple of three-pointers I saw that could have put them over the top. So it's a miss-or-make league. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. But ultimately, this was a very good game. It was very tight. This series is going to be very tight. So both teams are just going to have to be better and better and better at closing the games out. The last 2 games were about who closed the game better. In fact, 3 of the 4 games were about who closed out better. The Thunder put belt to back butt cheeks in game 2. But as far as game one, they did not close the game right, and they ended up losing a game they should have definitely won. And then the last two games have been tight, and it's been who executed the best at the end. Which, to me, if I'm being honest, kind of suits Denver better. They're the one that won a championship like this. So it's a little scary watching it if you're a Thunder fan. But they managed to pull it off today and show, hey, we can win that chip too. So we'll see. Very good series. Like I said, I got the Thunder in 7. But we are going to see. So thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate you listening. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I love to talk to people in the comments. I will reply. Please send whatever message you want, hopefully a positive one, or hopefully just talking about the video. Even if you disagree with things I said, challenge me. What did you disagree with? Let's have a conversation. Nothing wrong with that. Make sure you hit that notification bell because we want to get all the videos. We want to make sure you get all of them. Okay? So don't click off immediately because we have some other suggested videos that we know you'll love at the end of this one. So please take your time and look through one of those and select one that you like and listen to that too. I'm sure that you'll love it. Okay? So thank you very much for your time. I appreciate you. I'm very humble. Much love. Tell that somehow you never get over leaving me, and when you feel like coming